Hello, big, beautiful, loving planet called Earth. So this video I thought would be a good video for today because of one thing and one thing only. But before I get into that, I don't know a whole lot about cars. I don't claim to know a whole lot about cars, and I don't intend to know a whole lot about cars. But the fact remains is that there are some cool cars out there that have existed in the past, like the Judge or a General Lee or things, those types of cars. And it's not just that. It's not just those cars. There are other cooler cars that are newer. Like personally, I think. Now, I'm not saying I would ever get this car, or because it's probably too expensive for me. But if I were to ever start to learn to drive, I think I would like to have either one of two cars to drive, with either a Tesla or a Cadillac Escalade. Those are the two cars that I would like to have at some point. I'm not saying I'm gonna ever learn to drive. I may at some point, but it just may not be right away. But those are the two cars I would like to have. Now, there are other cars that exist in this world that could be cool to have, like an older car. It could be a Chevelle. It could be a Shelby Cobra. It could be any car. I'm not saying those are the specific cars that I would like to have, but there's just a few cars out there. Maybe even an old Oldsmobile or DeLorean or something along those lines, an older model car. Now, that brings me to today's point. There are racing movies or movies about car chases or things of that nature that are kind of cool to watch. Now, I'm not saying I've ever watched a NASCAR. I may have watched a NASCAR race a long time ago, or a Formula One race where they race in Morocco, or even in Spain or anything like that. I think Morocco is in Spain, or maybe it's not. But you know what I'm saying. So that brings me to why I'm talking about cars today. Now, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about cars. I don't know, basically any type of car that they race in Formula One or NASCAR or any other type of racing, things like that. But there is this movie that's being released today, or was released in theaters last night, that I'm looking forward to going and seeing. Hopefully I can go see it, most likely today. And it's called Gran Turismo. Now this movie is based off of a video game that has, I don't know how many they have. I think it's been around for 20-something years. The video game, not the movie. But there's been other video games that have been made into racing video games that have been made into films before in the past. But this one, it's going to be interesting because they say it's based on a true story. And it probably is. There's this kid that was playing a racing video game called Gran Turismo in his room, and then there's this one individual, I don't know who it is, I can't remember exactly his name, that pulled him out of his gaming, his video game racing game. I know I'm stuttering here or not making sense, but they took him out of that and tested him to see if he can actually hold up with other, actual real racers that aren't based off a video game, and he may win, he may lose, who knows at this point. I'm hoping to find out the answer later today, and it looks like it could be a very good film. Now, I may not have played this specific racing game, but I have played racing games before. I'm not talking about Mario Kart or anything like that. I'm talking about actual racing game. I may have played a Gran Turismo video game before. It might have been something else too that I played on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 in the past. But I feel like this could be a very good film to go and see. And that's why I started talking about cars in this vlog, because this vlog, even though not everyone is going to go see this movie and not everyone knows a whole lot about cars, I'm sure you know some things about cars, like it needs to have its oil changed, you need to have air in your tires, things like that. Your muffler probably needs to be changed once every, I don't know how long it is. See, I don't know a whole lot about cars. I know a few things, but I don't know every single thing about a car. Like, there's an engine, there's tires, there's shocks, there's radios and all that stuff that go along with the car. And I've told you what kind of cars I would like to have. Not saying every single car that I listed I want to have. I'm just saying the two that I want more than anything would be a Tesla or a Cadillac Escalade. And I know Cadillac Escalades are pretty big and they're pretty costly, or pretty expensive. And same thing with a Tesla. Those are, $60, $70, $80,000 cars. Maybe even more than that, or maybe it's cheaper than that now. I don't know. And same with Cadillac Escalades. Those are bigger cars, and they don't get a lot of gas mileage, from what I understand. So, but yeah, basically the plan is to go see Gran Turismo today. It's a 2-hour, 15-minute film, and then who knows what's going to happen after that. I'm trying to figure out how to start doing movie reviews for movies again, and there's no better way to start than with this film. I mean, there's other films that are still yet to be released this year, like Equalizer 3 could be one that I could do a movie review on, or read the synopsis and give me my opinion on. There's Nun 2. There's the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. There's the Willy Wonka film. There's just a bunch of films I could do movie reviews on. I'm not 100% sure on which ones I would do it for, but this would be a great start for to start doing that this year. Now, other than that, there's the Saw 10 film. I have every single one of them except for Spiral, and I think there's a 9th film, or Spiral might be the 9th film, and that's the one with Chris Rock, and he's. I'll get into that later on. But anyways, and then there's, like I mentioned, Equalizer. I had the first two rented on iTunes. I'm going to watch those probably Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Thursday, Friday. I haven't decided yet, of next week. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to discuss today. We only have one birthday to wish today, so I want to get into that. I want to wish Brianna Salaz a happy birthday today, and that does it for birthdays today. It's Bryana Salaz, Salaz. So you can wish her happy birthday on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you follow her. Other than that, everyone has their love story, a real love story out there somewhere in the world, and for me, she could be 10 miles away from me, or she could be 10,000 miles away from me. It really depends on how your outlook on life is, or your optimism on that whole situation is. Whether it's a he or a she, or they or them, or whatever it is for you personally. I don't know why I keep putting my hands up like this. It's just weird. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog, and bye-bye.